Peace and blessings is real. First and foremost, I want to take this time and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, for allowing this word to come out. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters is edified by this word. And the name of the lesson is called Sign of the End Times, Biblical News, Volume 261. And in this edition, we're going to speak about America being under potential lockdown for this upcoming presidential inauguration to celebrate Joe Biden as the new president. There's been whispers that America is going to be under potential lockdown. In other words, America is on the edge at this point in time with all the things that have happened, especially since the D.C. riots that took place, and the fiasco and the things that took place with that. So with that happening on January 6th, now you're approaching 2 weeks later where the inauguration is about to happen. And due to what happened with the D.C. riots, there's high alert in Washington, D.C. right now, where you have 20,000 troops on standby and ready for the inauguration. Why? Because violence is expected, okay? Also, due to the D.C. riots, we all know that Donald Trump was impeached for the second time. We are in dangerous times, and right now, every day it's a new mystery that's happening, man. Like I say, the inauguration is usually a big time event where people are excited that we have a new commander in chief, so to speak, to run this country, hopefully for the better. But I think this is probably the first time in a long time where social unrest, crime and violence is being threatened as far as taking place at the inauguration, man. The FBI and Homeland Security, is really anticipating violence from the states of those in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, because you had individuals in those states that really were not satisfied with the results, which caused Donald Trump to lose when they wanted him to win. What you see on the screen is Donald Trump at the inauguration 4 years ago. And those 4 years went pretty fast because now he's on the opposite end of the inauguration. He's out, on his way out, and Joe Biden is on his way in, man. So what am I saying, man? We are in the end times because, once again, violence is being expected to happen at this inauguration. Washington, D.C. is on high alert. Like I said, the FBI and Homeland Security, as well as 20,000 troops, are prepared to try to tackle the potential social unrest that may take place, the potential crime and violence that might take place on the day of the inauguration for Joe Biden, which I believe is scheduled for January 20th. In the Bible, even in the ancient times, it talks about violence. It talks about rioting and things of that nature. But before we get to that, I also want to add that there's conspiracy theories that's floating around regarding the D.C. riots and the potential riots and violence with this upcoming inauguration taking place. There's also those that feel like Joe Biden winning the presidency was fraud. A lot of people do not want to accept the fact that Joe Biden is the new president, man. A lot of people don't want to accept that. But like I said previously, man, this is nothing new. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, I believe, tell you that there's nothing new under the sun. And the DC riots that just happened and the potential riots that's pre-anticipating happening in the next couple of days due to the inauguration approaching, it's nothing new, man. In Acts 17 and 5, it spoke about troublemakers getting together, forming a mob, and starting a riot. And that's exactly what happened on January 6th. And that's exactly what state troops, FBI, and Homeland Security is anticipating happening again. So they're going to try to be well prepared this time, and hopefully things is under control. Even in Acts, in the book of Acts again, even in Acts 19, verse 32, it talks about shouting that was going on, chaos and confusion, of not understanding the purpose and of the violence and the mobbing that took place. A lot of people were dumbfounded at the DC riots. I mean, these were people that participated, but they didn't even understand what the cause was. They just was acting out of violence, man. So we are in dangerous times. The sign is there. Right now, what it's looking like is martial law may even be implemented, man. You see? And the dangerous thing about if martial law shall take place, if that shall take place, that's not good for America. That's not good at all, because martial law is another way of saying that the government takeover. So when you start hearing conversations about implementing martial law, what they're really saying is it's finna be a takeover of the government, which means the United States Constitution is going to be suspended, which means the people ain't going to have no rights, which means the people are going to be under curfew. I mean, it's going to be worse than it is now, man. It's clear as day, man, that we are in dangerous times, man. What's the name of the lesson? Sign of the End Times, Biblical News, volume 261. And in this edition, we're speaking about America under potential lockdown due to all the violence and the uncertainty of every other minute you got something crazy that could potentially happen, man. In Mark 13, verse 14, it spoke about, sacrilegious objects causing abominations, people just wilding out, man. At this inauguration, it's not going to be the typical celebration of the changing of the guard when it comes to presidency. This inauguration is going to be more of a social unrest, crime, and violence, man. That's what they are gearing up for. Now, they not hoping that happens, but they are putting things in place just in case if it goes in that direction, man. And one thing I'm going to tell you like this, those that's planning on attending the inauguration, looking to be peaceful, look, man, you might be walking in violent territory, you see. And my suggestion for you is you might want to think about fleeing the scene, because even Yahushua told you in Matthew 24 and 18 that even those that's in the field don't return back to get your clothes. Keep it moving, man. So you might want to keep it moving and not even show up at the inauguration, man, because they're threatening to be violence and all type of chaos that's happening, man. I hope you sincere, brothers, man, and sisters is edified by this word. And we give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out. And amen. If you planning on going to the inauguration, enter at your own risk. And if you plan on watching it on TV, look out and see if any of this craziness is going to take place, man. Keep Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua, first in everything you do. And stay prayed up, man. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters was edified by this word, man. Shalom.